For almost 20 years, someone in a small Ohio town mailed anonymous letters signed only Writer, letters that knew private things a total stranger had no business knowing. When one target finally tried to tear down a sign the writer left for her, she found it wired to a loaded gun, built to fire the instant she pulled it. This is the Circleville letters, and the man convicted of building that gun trap kept getting mail from the real writer the entire time he sat in his prison cell. Here's how it starts. 1976, moving into 77 Circleville, Ohio, a farm town south of Columbus, mostly known back then for hosting a giant pumpkin festival every fall. Mary Gillespie drives a school bus. One day, a letter shows up at her house, postmarked Columbus. No return address. No name, just one word signed at the bottom, Writer. It reads, close to word for word, "I know where you live. I've been observing your house and know you have children. This is no joke. Please take it serious." Then it accuses her directly of having an affair with the town's school superintendent, a man named Gordon Massey. Mary says none of it is true. It doesn't matter. At first, even the local sheriff's department treats it as little more than a nasty prank. Small towns get ugly anonymous notes sometimes, and nobody yet has any reason to think this is the start of something that will run for 20 years. The letters don't stop, and they don't stay contained to her house either. More start arriving at other addresses, full of details about affairs and debts and grudges that a total stranger should have had no way of knowing at all. Then on August 19, 1977, Mary's husband Ron gets a phone call at home. By every account, he gets angry, grabs a gun, and drives off alone into the night. 50 minutes later, he's dead, his truck wrapped around a tree on a rural road outside town. Underneath his body, police find a .32 caliber revolver. It's been fired once. There's no note, no witness to the crash itself. No explanation for who he was driving to confront, or what he thought he was going to do with that gun once he got there. The coroner rules it accidental. Officially, that's where it ends. Unofficially, plenty of people in Circleville have never quite believed that, and the letters that started this whole thing don't stop. If anything, in the months after, they get worse. Because whoever the writer is, they aren't finished, not close. Over the next several years, the letters spread. They stop being just about Mary. They start arriving all over Circleville, at teachers' houses, at business owners, at families who thought their secrets were safe. Each one built around something private, an affair, a debt, an old grudge, something a stranger passing through town would have absolutely no way to know. So people start looking sideways at their own neighbors. If the writer knows this much about this many households, the writer has to be someone local. Someone who sees you at the grocery store, who waves at you from across the street, who might already know exactly what you're thinking about them right now. Nobody ever catches anyone in the act. For years, it's just letters arriving again and again from someone who signs their name as nothing but a job description. Then, February 7th, 1983. Mary's out driving her usual bus route when she spots something new, a crude, obscene sign nailed up along the road about her own 13-year-old daughter. She's furious. She pulls over to tear it down. And that's when she notices it isn't just nailed to the post. It's wired to a small metal box bolted right underneath it. Inside that box is a loaded handgun, rigged with string and a trigger mechanism, engineered to do exactly one thing: fire the instant that sign was pulled. Somebody had built a machine specifically to kill whoever tried to take that sign down, and they'd guessed, correctly, that it would be her. By pure mechanical luck, the trap misfires. It doesn't go off. Mary drives straight to the police, with the entire device still sitting in the box. Investigators trace the gun's serial number, and it leads them somewhere nobody in the Gillespie family wants. To Paul Freshour, married to Ron's own sister, Corinne Sue. Mary's brother-in-law. That February, Freshour agrees to a handwriting comparison test, though not the standardized method forensic document examiners rely on today, a detail that will matter far more later than anyone in that courtroom realizes. By October of that same year, he's standing trial in Pickaway County. The jury convicts him of attempted murder. He's sentenced to 7 to 25 years in prison. And for a moment, just a moment, this looks like an ending. Someone built a machine to kill a school bus driver over letters that had terrorized a town for the better part of a decade, and now that someone is behind bars. Case closed, right? Except it isn't. Not even close. Because the letters keep coming. While Freshour sits in prison, Circleville residents keep getting mail signed Writer. And by some accounts, some of those letters arrive during stretches when prison records show Freshour was in solitary confinement, with no access to paper or a pen at all. Others are postmarked from towns he had no possible way of reaching. So think about what that actually means. If he's the writer, he's somehow still writing letters from inside a locked cell nobody has ever explained how he got out of. And if he isn't the writer, then Circleville convicted the wrong man for that gun in the box. And whoever actually built it, and actually terrorized this town for years, was never caught at all. Freshour is paroled in May of 1994 after roughly a decade behind bars. For the rest of his life, he says the same thing over and over. It wasn't me. He keeps receiving letters too, some of them specifically mocking him for being locked up for a crime somebody else committed. He dies in 2012, still maintaining his innocence. And the question of who actually wrote the Circleville letters, as opposed to who was convicted over that one gun, is never officially reopened. In 2021, a national news program brought in 2 experts to look at the evidence fresh, with modern eyes. A former FBI profiler studied the psychology behind the letters, controlling, vindictive, deeply invested in humiliating specific people by name, and concluded that profile simply doesn't match the man Freshour's own family describes. And for what it's worth, his relatives had been saying exactly that unprompted for nearly 40 years. A forensic document examiner studied the actual handwriting instead. She zeroed in on one specific letter form, a capital G, that in these letters looks almost like the number 6, and reached the opposite conclusion entirely. To her, it's consistent with Freshour's own hand. 2 trained experts, the same letters, the same year, and they don't agree. Decades later, this still isn't settled. Not really. So here's where it genuinely stands today. A man was convicted of one specific attempted murder, and the broader letter campaign that convicted him kept going after he was already behind bars. Nobody has ever officially been charged with writing the Circleville letters themselves, only with that one gun, in that one box. And I keep landing on the same question. If the evidence that put him away doesn't even convince 2 modern experts looking at it side by side, was justice actually done here? Or did a frightened town just need somebody to arrest, so the fear would finally stop? I genuinely don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments. And if you like unsolved cases with a real, modern scientific twist, the Summit and Man video is right there on screen. That one was never fully closed either.